Four hosts, they bout to wreck shit like Marco. Addicted to the Giants like it's Netflix and Narcos. The CEO making big moves as per usual. Captain Negative calling everybody delusional. This podcast is number one. Like when you take a piss, so share the link and pass it. Like Benja making spliffs and Mr. Make-A-Wish, the sophisticated click. I spit offensive lines, now Tim can take a sip of some beer because he likes the taste of it, right? Don't forget the New York Giants beat the Patriots twice. The sickest dudes, eating chips and salsa like it's Victor Cruz. Win or lose, always gonna root for Big Blue. It's true. This a classic show. Tyree, catch it, bro. Play a drinking game while you listen and call it Plaxico. Take a couple shots. If it's funny, you can rewind to Bleed Blue. Means it's in their jeans like Levi's. Eli, man in the shit, just like a sailor. Captain, we attacking bum rush like Lawrence Taylor. Podcast on point, the sharpest arrows. BBG, stay gritty like Mark Bavaro.
Timmy,
what up?
Look, we are early. Early.
Yeah, I'm granted I'm still in bed, so it's fine. I wanted to bring everybody in here with me.
Make sure that we are heard loud and clear. Let's check the phone. Ah, a little delay on that sucker, huh?
There we go.
Stay gritty. Tim, what's going on, my friend?
You know what? I can't stand Giants Twitter as usual. Everybody before the season knew we were in a rebuild. But after every loss, it's a complaint. Now, how are you going to complain after this past loss when it's a team that no one gave us any business of beating, who's really been one of the top teams in the league so far in the first half of the season? And we gave it to them. Yeah, and we pretty much gave them the game. But you know, the nice part is we showed the improvement, but kept the draft position. So you know what? I think it's a win-win.
I think first let's go with the intro. Welcome. You're listening. My name is Marco. We got Tim on the other line. You were listening to the Bleed Big Blue podcast. The Giants suck. We lost to who did we even lose to? Tampa Bay. We're here going to preview a little bit of Washington that's coming up week 9, and we'll do Tim's lazy list of glory and lazy list of shame.
Yeah, well, first of all, I just want to put it out there for the people that look for the list of shame and list of glory. You know, for the first time, I'm gonna let you be interactive with it. I want to hear what you think the list of glory and list of shame should be, and if you want to complain right as I say who I have in those lists, then we can fight about it right now. And the fact that I just didn't do it, I didn't do the list yet, so let's just finish it now.
There we go. All right. Everyone in the chat, let me know if you could hear me, if we were coming loud and clear. I think we are. I've checked it a few times, but you know, sometimes it gets a little dicey. Going back to what you said earlier, I think it's just cumulative. It's just the compounding loss. I was looking at like an Instagram post and it was like past 4 years, maybe even 4 years. By week 8, it was like 1-7, 2-6, 1-7.
I will say the comment that I told you earlier, that it was you and Captain Negative, was listen. There's no 3-year Super Bowl plan. It's year to year. So you know what? I think Judge is the right coach. I definitely, after even what he did today with Golden Tate, as far as like pretty much sending him home. Or doing his, me first attitude, and that's what I like to hear.
You think he's getting cut?
I think it's a possibility. Now that Dante Pettis got signed today.
Is Dante Pettis even good though?
He was a 2nd-round pick 2 years ago. He just wasn't working out in San Francisco. Worst comes to worst, then you know what? He gets an 8-game tryout.
Yeah, cheap pickup.
It could be a good pickup. Could be. We'll see how bad he wants it.
Michael J. Melendez, what up with McKinney? I think it's any moment, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, he's working his way back. I think it's a little slower than usual, but honestly,
No
I was
rush.
thinking about this. I was thinking about this today. I was like, one, what's the sense of rushing it? And honestly, other than being a little selfish, as far as I want to see him play on the team earlier, I would have him sit out the year. Like, what's the point of coming back? Like, let's say, 4 or 5 games left.
I don't know. I want to see him on the back end of the season. See how.
Oh, I'm right there with you. I want to see it. I was excited to see him when he was coming.
Right. But that's what's up with McKinney. Possibly any week now.
Yeah.
But Joe Judge gives his injury report updates basically.
When's our bye?
He's okay. He's okay. He's not okay. He's not okay.
Yeah.
Our bye is.
It's gonna be soon, right?
After the 15th.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's when he comes back. The game after the bye.
Yeah. Yeah. So the 8th we got Washington, and then the 15th we got the Eagles, and that's the bye week, and then they come back the 29th.
Well, the nice part is we're gonna go on a 2-game win streak before we hit the bye.
Sounds to me.
And we'll be right in the mix for first place.
Wouldn't cutting tape be a big cap hit?
I don't think so.
Maybe for.
I think it'd be dead money on this season.
Yeah, but I'm not sure the next season.
But he has no guaranteed money coming next year, because when he got suspended, all that guaranteed money
went out the
window. Yep.
Yeah, and I never realized he has a long history of being kind of a douche, right?
He does run his mouth. He does. He runs his mouth, and honestly, I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, he's a huge distraction." For what? What did he do? So he yelled at the TV screen, "Throw me the ball," and his wife is saying stuff on Instagram, whatever.
Right. He got punched in the face by.
Honestly, he should be getting the ball a little bit more, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I saw Jordan Renan break down all his routes, and he was open for a far majority of them.
Yeah. And now, do we want to get into Daniel Jones? I'd love to hear your opinion, Marco. I know the way I feel.
I tell you, my opinion is the same one that it's been. He might be a franchise quarterback. He just might not be our franchise quarterback. He doesn't have the talent around him to help him.
I love the fact that you first of all, you said he could be a franchise quarterback. They were talking about it on Good Morning Football this morning.
Mm-hmm.
They're lumping in all how good these group of 10 quarterbacks, young quarterbacks that are 23, 24 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or if not younger. And obviously Daniel Jones is only 23.
Yeah.
And all the people I wish Eli was back. I'm a huge Eli, love him for life, best quarterback ever. But for some of the young folk out there, they don't remember the early Eli years.
Oh yeah,
he was doing the same thing Daniel Jones is doing, is trying to make plays when he doesn't need to.
Mm-hmm. And
Daniel Jones, he just needs to get taught a little patience to be okay, I can throw this away and live to play another day. And that's all I saw from the interceptions, was him trying to make a play when when he's getting rushed and a little discombobulated and still want to make a play. I'd rather have him pull it down and run. And that's the one thing he's not young Eli, because he can actually run.
Right. The problem is what I said before, Tim. He might not get the chance to prove himself. If they're sitting there drafting at 2, or if some craziness happens where they wind up 1.
Well, I don't think one's going to happen. I don't even see Jets getting a win this season.
Yeah, I don't either.
The Jets are they have that lockdown. And honestly, I think we're gonna get off number 2 this week, because we already beat Washington, And actually, we're playing better right now than we were when we beat them.
Prior, yeah.
So I see no reason why we can't beat Washington. I really see no reason why we can't beat Philly. We should have beat Philly the first time. Carson Wentz has turned the ball over more than Daniel Jones has.
That's a fact.
Yep.
I don't know. I think the
So
jury
technically, there could be a 2-game win streak. We could be a whole have a 3 wins. Be living it up at the top of the NFC East.
As far as Jones, I think the jury is still out, but man, I don't know. Sometimes I see throws and I'm like, that's that's on the money, and then I look at next play is like shit, man.
Well, yeah, like it's just stupid decisions. Let's say, like the Deion Lewis touchdown, amazing throw.
Mm-hmm.
The Golden Tate throw, amazing throw for the touchdown.
Yeah.
And honestly, let's be straight. I'm not overly mad about it, but it was a bullshit call at the end. That was absolutely pass interference. Granted, everybody's like, "Oh, Daniel Jones was late with the ball," and he was.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make it that it wasn't pass interference.
We would have thrown the ball earlier.
Yeah,
we don't need to put ourselves in that situation.
Very true. But if you throw the flag, guess what? You don't just be like, I thought it was pass interference. No, it's not. I'm good.
What did I say last week? What's the reason? What's up, GOS, sorry.
Oh, yeah, I know. Hey, I know good teams find a way to win. But honestly, I don't even know if we would have won the game. We would have just been tied.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows if we would have won anyway. But it was a bullshit call. And honestly, the one on Isaac Yiadom, when they said he was targeting with his helmet, when he's the one that got blown up with the helmet, that was ridiculous as well.
Yeah. He knocked himself out almost.
Yeah, I mean, the tight end put his helmet in the guy's chest, and he's the one who gets called for a penalty. I was okay.
Oh, so I figured out what's going on with where it just says Facebook user. It's all the guys on the Facebook group, not the page, the group. So blank user says is Gettleman gone at season's end? I think
everything I've heard is it's already like a done deal. And if we keep losing, let's be honest, he's gone.
Gone. And we got, let's see, Johnson Silver Jason. So you're feeling a win streak coming. I mean,
the 2-game win streak, I mean, it's not like it's a ridiculous thought. It's the NFC East is horrible.
Yeah. You got Washington and the Eagles.
Which was our only win anyway. So we've already beat this team, so it's not unrealistic to think we can win
do it again. And it was very close against Philly.
Exactly.
Unless the Giants pull where they don't show up and play, which they've done once this year. That was the only time that they didn't show up.
Was that San Francisco game. And honestly, San Francisco's down to nobody this coming Thursday. Mm-hmm. They have every one of their weapons is either on COVID or someone's hurt.
Yeah. Flawless, what's up to you too?
So before we get into the games and all that stuff, let's get this, since we are talking about the Tampa Bay game, let's get the lists out of the way. Well, you know what? We're going to include Marco on the lists, even though he pretty much does half the list anyway.
I'm not prepared, but go on.
No, it's all right. We're not going to get into stats and all that crap.
Lazy list. Ready?
Who would you think is number one out of that? Just off the top of your head. I'd love to hear the thoughts. And anybody out there, your list from Tampa Bay Giants game, you know how we do it. Less is glory, less is shame. Mm-hmm. Top 3 on each. Who do you think?
Mm-hmm. No particular order?
No particular order. Whatever.
All right. I would go with the offensive line.
As glory?
As glory. They
play well. They did play well.
There was minimal from the left side. I didn't see minimal. I saw minimal,
Yep.
pushes, but nothing too crazy. I would probably say defense played. I would say I saw Blake Martinez all over the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll probably put him in there.
He caused another fumble, so he's definitely got to be on the. He's definitely got to be on the list, Glory.
Who else? He got toasted with Mike Evans, but he still played well.
I thought about Bradbury.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Bradbury deserves it this week. I usually have it on almost every week.
Yeah,
but he did get beat for a touchdown. I mean, granted, he played well against Mike Evans, but, you know, he still got beat for a touchdown and got beat a couple plays. But granted, it is Mike Evans.
Yeah. So Shane Lemieux in the offensive line, I thought he played well. I thought Andrew Thomas played, much better than what we've seen
I
prior.
think everybody played well. I think you were right on the ball with the offensive line because JPP planned on tearing us up, and he didn't do it. He had
it was
sack,
quiet.
but he had like one sack, but it was like
Yeah,
a bullshit
Daniel
sack.
Jones was trying to rush out of the pocket. And he caught him like a little out. Yeah. Anyone else are we forgetting? Ingram played okay, nothing crazy. Tate caught the touchdown. Yeah, Lewis caught the other touchdown.
You know what? The one guy I'm thinking of that I'm with you on the offensive line. Blake Martinez absolutely needs to be on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wayne Gallman needs to be on the list.
Yeah, no, I saw some.
Like we actually had a running
life. Yeah,
and he runs hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's pushing. He's using all the talent he's got to push for a few more yards. And the best part is he's not turning it over.
Yeah, Giant Opinion Sports Layton could have had a huge game. Jones missed him on a few plays. Could have had TDs. Absolutely correct.
Yep.
Let's see.
But,
Big Blue Elo.
Not for a huge defense on Daniel Jones on those plays.
Mm-hmm.
But all these little punks that never played football that are on Twitter saying, "Oh, he should have hit him." Yeah, okay, you go out there and look through all your progressions when you're getting rushed on.
It's really not Madden.
Yeah.
Giants will win the division at 7-9, losing to Seattle. Right here, Angel. What do we got? Giants will win the division 7-9, only losing to Seattle and Baltimore the rest of the way. Wishful thinking.
I don't want it. I don't want them to win the division. They're playing hard as hell, and I'm definitely not gonna root against them losing. But I don't. Yeah. If they win the division, they go from like drafting like top 10 to like in the 20th,
like 15. Yeah, 15.
Yeah, for just being
probably
in the
even worse. Yeah. So that's 7-9 would be beating. I'm looking at the schedule now. Ready? Washington again.
Washington, Philly.
Bengals. The Seahawks is a loss. Beating the Cardinals. Beating the Browns. Beating the Bengals, and then the final game is the Cowboys. Right?
Sounds right. And Dallas is tanking right now, so that should be a win as well. That's all. I'm mostly saying it's a guaranteed win because Dallas is giving up. Honestly, it doesn't sound too far off. I mean, let's put it this way: as far as the NFC East, those are all winnable games. That's three. So that's 3 of the games. The Bengals have been playing tough, but they're not that great a team to where like that's a guaranteed loss. Browns, again, they're good. They're a decent team. They're a little bit better than the Bengals, but again, that's not a guaranteed loss either. Seattle, Baltimore.
Not 7-9
convinced me on it, but
7-9 is ridiculous. There's no.
I don't think it's going to happen.
All right, so
and if it does, then everybody will be all over Daniel Jones and loving him again because he'll be playing out of his mind if we get to that record.
So, List of Glory recap. O-line, Martinez,
Blake Martinez,
and Gallman,
and Wayne
right?
Gallman. Now,
Coach.
list of shame.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, as much as I don't want to give it to him, Daniel Jones has to be on the list of shame.
Mm-hmm.
For the 2 turnovers, I'm not even. He played great the rest of the game. Obviously been late in the past, but whatever.
List of shame.
Yeah, he's got to be on it. Daniel Jones got to be the first one on it.
Number 2 on the list of shame, the fourth quarter.
The fourth quarter.
It's always blowing the games for us in general.
Yeah. Yeah. For us having to play the fourth quarter, yes. And I don't know what our defense does in the fourth quarter that all of a sudden we give up plays like nothing.
I think they're gassed.
That could be the case. I definitely still think we need just a number 2 cornerback. Just a solid number 2, and this defense will be a whole lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I do want to give a shout out again to my boy. I didn't put him on the list of glory, but Leonard Williams, you had another sack.
Mention.
Leonard Williams had another sack. So I just wanted to put it out there. I think I said he would have 8 sacks this season at the beginning of the year. I might be wrong.
You mean on a contract year, a player is going to play above his?
He was a contract last year. But the only thing is I just think Leonard Williams is the first time in his career. And again, guys, he's still in his prime. The kid's only 25.
Mm-hmm.
First time in his career, I think he's getting used the way he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be he's supposed to be like a 4-3, playing in a 4-3. That 3-4 where you're supposed to be taking on blockers and pretty much making plays so the linebackers can make plays. That's a whole different kind of defense, and that's the defense he was playing in last year when he even got traded to us.
Question is he worth the 15 or the 16 that he's going to get? If you had to choose between him,
let's put it this way.
If you had to choose between him and Dalvin Tomlinson, who's probably going to be much cheaper.
Well, honestly, I would love to keep all of them together. Obviously, here's the problem: is I think Tomlinson, Lawrence, and Williams are tearing it up, and actually, I think B.J. Hill's actually having a decent year as well when he rotates in. But those 3 are killing it inside, and they're actually. I was just reading today.
Killing it to the third quarter.
They're all 3 are in the top 12 in the league. I think Tomlinson's number 2 as far as like defensive stops for defensive linemen. Tomlinson wants to stay. So yeah, I mean, as far as the money, I'm not the money guy. Abrams is a good money guy. Let him fit it under every way he can. I don't care. Extend people out, longer term contract, so they can actually fit it under the cap. They're all young. They're all young enough. Keep them together. That way we can add like maybe an edge rusher this coming year, and maybe a second cornerback, something like that for the defense, because the defense really isn't missing a whole lot. Because we got a lot of young guys even looking for competition right now. You saw Cam Brown working hard that game. Mm-hmm. Carter Coughlin.
I think most people in here, I think Williams is going to get his money. Probably not with us, right?
I bet you he does sign with us.
Cheaper deal.
I bet you it's like $15 million a year. You know what? It matters on what the cap looks like.
See, where we have
if the cap goes down, then he's definitely not getting his money.
Yeah, here's the other thing. The cap is supposedly going down. The Giants are already strapped for cash, even though Gettleman said he was going to clean everything up. And
well, the problem, who screwed it, is because Nate Solder opted out. If Solder comes back next year, then we're strapped because he's got like 16.5 against the cap, or something like that. And but I have a feeling Solder doesn't even come back.
Just retires.
I think so. Being out a year, and then technically there's no.
They could just cut him though.
Possibly. I mean, but it's still gonna be dead cap money.
Marco is reading your comments, but you're showing up as just plain old Facebook user. So,
So again,
yeah. Schlick with the with a good idea. Who we missed out on list of gory. Jason Garrett.
Yes, I was gonna make a comment. I you know what? I totally lost track of my thought because that was the best play calling I've seen him do for a full game all season.
Mm-hmm.
Like that first half of I don't know whatever game it was. It was the first half of the Dallas game. He was calling a great game.
He's like, oh, I get to call the plays?
Yeah, he's like, I get to call the plays. And then this game, I was like, oh, damn, he actually is creative. Yeah, finally. Like, where was this the past few games? But, yeah, I'm absolutely with you on the Jason Garrett deal.
Oh, Facebook user, it's Justin. Justin, do you want to jump on? I'll shoot you the link. Soldier says 8 million, I believe. Getting cut, you spread the cap, and it hits over 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can spread it out. I mean, there's ways around. They can play him. They can play him under the table or something. Pay him something under the table just to retire.
Go away.
Yeah, go away, money.
The offensive allowed him to be creative. All right. Yeah, no, it was a surprise that stepped right in there. Now, what do you do when Hernandez comes back?
Well, supposedly, from what Joe Judge was making comments is he's rotating everybody in.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be rotating Fleming and Pert. He's going to be rotating Hernandez, Lemieux. I was actually, they said, I was really kind of surprised Zeitler didn't get traded.
Mm-hmm.
They said one of the things that held it back is because of the cap situation going into next year, and they said they could have worked out something as far as an extension with the trade, but because they played Monday night, there was not enough time for any of that. So Zeitler we probably got screwed as far as trading Zeitler because of the Monday night game.
Where is Justin? Searching for Justin. Hold on. He wants to make his arrival this year. He's been MIA.
He's being all cooped up.
Yeah. I can't find him. Did Justin defriend me too?
You're out. You were out.
I'm out as well, huh? New message.
So who do we have as far as shame? We said Daniel Jones is one.
Just sent two Justin. I found you. I wasn't defriended. That'd be funny. So what did we had Daniel Jones. Who else played?
Daniel Jones got to be on it. I'm trying to think who I would put on it. Ooh, I didn't see. That's tough. I mean, honestly, I didn't think anybody played really that bad.
Schlick, Lemieux and Thomas seem to have a better chemistry. Yeah. It was noticeable. No, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
GOS, I want to see you get 1 or 2 more starts together. I agree. The refs got to be in the list of shame. Oh, yeah, the refs in the fourth quarter.
Oh, 100% the refs. We all know that was a bullshit defensive interference call. I mean, that's textbook interference. You run into the guy. You didn't play the ball. You were there before the ball. So I don't know what else you need.
Is it me, or have you noticed the Giants getting called in all like wide receiver pick plays? Those have been like four games in a row.
I do notice that we do get screwed on a lot of these plays. and it always seems like it's there's gonna be bad calls either way, but it seems like we're not getting the calls this year because, for instance, the Isaac Yiadom call that we talked about earlier, he gets barreled in the chest with the helmet and he gets called for a targeting, and it wasn't even close.
Harshal Sand thinks the whole wide receiver crew, all too many drops.
Drops? I wasn't necessarily that great of balls that when.
Yeah, I think there were a bunch of overthrows. Correct?
Yeah.
I don't think I saw him.
I don't even have a problem with Evan Ingram had a great game. Granted, you know what? The only thing I do have a gripe with Garrett is relax with these tight end reverses.
Runs, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I understand you want to get Ingram the ball. I'd rather have you do a quick screen to him or something like that. All these little reverses stop.
How about Morris coming off the practice squad and he's getting 20 carries?
You know what?
Where did that come from?
I'm gonna put that on Judge. You know what? Even though I like Judge, and he shouldn't be on the list of shame, but he's gonna go on the list of shame because Alfred Morris gets brought up from practice, just like you said, from practice squad. And Gallman played well the game before, and Alfred Morris is still getting more carries.
Justin, you're gonna have to turn your camera. Boom, there you are. All right, I'm gonna let you on. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, look who's back.
He's back.
There you are. How have you been, my friend?
It's only taken like a season and a half.
Well, listen, I gotta be honest. I've been sort of watching the past few weeks, and
spying.
Haven't seen the person that I'm trying to avoid. So,
who could that be?
I would venture to say, is he not participating?
He is not here at the moment, my friend. I don't know if it's coming. What's past
Does he
that?
usually attend?
What happened?
Does he usually attend?
He's been here
infrequent.
Once this season.
Justin, everyone wants to know, what have you been drinking at the moment?
Right now I'm drinking CNN. Deep CNN.
Are you in all your glory?
Yeah, I'm all about it.
Yeah. So me and Tim called everything correctly yesterday. We got both games right, and we predicted the presidency election. We're breaking offense of everything as of now.
There you go. I like it.
4-0. Good job, Tim.
So
Justin.
I just wanted to prove my voodoo might be gone because I did put it on Tom.
You did.
And nothing happened to him.
So, Justin, a question for you.
Yeah.
I haven't even spoken to you. I kind of think I know what your opinion on Daniel Jones is, but I just want to hear it. I just want to hear you backtrack and agree.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to hear you walk it back. Go ahead.
It's hard to watch him play
and
think that he is the future of the organization. Not because of any of
in the first couple of years.
Yeah, but he
was doing the same stuff.
Here's the difference.
Eli had more weapons?
I wasn't even going to say that. So when I look at Daniel Jones this year, he's regressing. He's getting worse.
System.
And whether you want to say it's because of the talent or the system, Eli had better players, whatever. Like, if a player is regressing in his second season, that's the time when you grow and you learn and you develop, right? What we're asking him to do is not difficult, right? It's to throw the ball away, right? Even I wasn't even mad at him for overthrowing on those deep balls because I don't know what the wind was like in the Meadowlands. Lord knows Eli played some of his worst games at home. I think he set the record for incompletions in a game at the Meadowlands the year that we won the Super Bowl the first time. But
six picks in the Meadowlands, right? It was 5 picks, 6 picks in the Meadowlands.
100%. But the problem with Daniel Jones is he's not learning how to protect the football. He's not making the mental.
I agree. He definitely needs to learn how to throw it away and live to play another day. That's it.
Listen, I love Joe Judge. Like I would invite Joe Judge to live in my home, and I'd make him dinner, and we'd be best friends.
Look at you getting.
I think he'd be kind of mean. Kind of a dick roommate.
To say that I know for a fact.
Call these potatoes, some shit like that.
Exactly. Yeah. I know for a
He's
fact.
He's like, this food is shit. Go take a lap.
These meatballs aren't up to snuff. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Get some push-ups going.
But I know that Judge and probably Jason Garrett has sat him down and been like, just don't turn the ball over.
You know what's I think the worst part of it, Justin, is when the turnovers are coming. Just like, come on, man.
Right. I mean, listen.
We need the drive.
We were up.
It's the most clutch moment in the game, and boom, turnover, fumble, interception.
It's when we have momentum. Like we were up 14-6, right? The only thing that we need there is any semblance of points, right? Mm-hmm. You kick a field goal and you go up 17-6.
Different game.
And it's a completely different ball game. The first time you let him throw the ball in it was the first throw of the second half. And he threw it right to the defender. Like, just right to him. And it's like, you can look at those moments and you can, like, I knew right then that we were going to lose the game. It was 14-6. And I was like, that's it. Like, that's all we got.
I am exactly right. 2 points me.
Can you guys see my whole, can you guys see my whole face?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to go off camera? You can go off camera if you want.
He wants the close up.
You want to take a sip of? You want to take
my whole face because I can only.
You want to take a sip of CNN, or whatever you're calling that?
Yeah.
Fine.
Sure. But like to talk about other, like the San Francisco game is another perfect example. Like this is why people wanted to give Jason Garrett shit for calling the screen to Dion Lewis on 3rd and 11 late in the third quarter in the red zone. And the reason why they did that is because they don't trust Daniel Jones to make the right play in 3rd and 11 in the red zone. And if they don't trust him right now to make the correct play on 3rd and 11 in the red zone, like, it doesn't inspire great confidence in me.
I got the question I was thinking is why is Wayne Gallman looking good and Morris getting 20 touches, but when we had Saquon for the first few games, he looked like absolute shit.
Well, so
I think the offensive line is starting to figure it out. If you want to be honest.
Yeah, I think Tim's right on. I think the offensive line is playing a little bit better. I love Pert. I think
is it the style of that they're running? Like the Gallman ones I saw were seem more like an inside runner. Is Saquon just good for the bounce outside?
Well, listen, the Giants have given you clues as to what's going on. Nobody likes to hear it because nobody wants to think that we're this far in the hole, but we are. We didn't know what type of offense we were going to be because we didn't have any preseason games. So in the Pittsburgh game, the first game of the year,
all right,
when I watched that game,
that's true.
I could clearly tell when we were going to throw and when we were going to run. Every single time we were going to run, I knew it. And if I knew it sitting on my couch, I can guarantee Bud Dupree and the boys knew it.
That's the one thing you're absolutely right, Justin. The offense is starting to get a rhythm now, where they know what they can. They know what they can do, which makes the offensive line play better. And you know what? Once you're not completely predictable, you know the sacks aren't going to happen.
Yeah.
You know when the offensive lines are, not in the, disposition of, oh crap, everybody knows we're passing, so I have all these top pass rushers ready to just tee off on me.
Right.
And when we can actually have a little semblance of running game, if Wayne Gallman starts the rest of the year, I have no problem with it the way he's been playing.
Now listen,
yep.
People, I mean, they wanted to blame Saquon those first 2 games, and I was one of them. I was not happy. I posted on my social media that Saquon needed to play better, but if they really were, tailoring those play calls right to the defense with an offensive line in its infancy, like what is Saquon supposed to do?
Well, that's very true. And the fact is, like in the first probably 4 games, I was like, Jason Garrett is horrible as far as calling this offense. But ever since the Dallas game,
a little bit more of a rhythm.
It's like, okay, he's starting to be a little more creative and do other things with this thing with a little more confidence and a little more, okay, I know exactly what I want these guys to do.
So Justin, if we are picking second, if we are picking third, I don't think we'll get to 1. We went over it prior. What's your move then? You going quarterback?
That's tough. I mean, I think here's the that's the issue that we've created for ourselves, right? I think Joe Judge is going to lead this team to more victories.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have I don't think we'll be in the top 5.
Not enough
to. Not in the top 5.
Not enough.
I think we're good for at least 3 more wins.
Not enough to win the division, even though I don't
want them to win the division. I don't think it's worth us winning the division.
When I first logged on before I graced you with the moneymaker that is my face, I heard someone waxing philosophic about how we would win 7 games. I don't think we'll get there, but I could see us winning 5.
Which is what I thought we would win, which was my prediction. But
I think 5 wins, you're not in position to take one of the quarterbacks. I think if you're picking having won 5 games and you're the Giants, you got to go best player available, which stinks because, you're never guaranteed about what's going to come out the following year in the draft. But I just don't think.
I think she helps out though.
As much as I hate to admit it, previous contributors on this podcast were correct when they said that we screwed it up by not doing the GM and the coach at the same time. We got the right coach. I don't know who made that decision. I don't think it was Gettleman, just based on what I know. I think that someone else other than Gettleman made the decision, knowing that
they could cut ties with Gettleman. He could retire to Cape Cod.
Ties with Gettleman later. They didn't want to cut ties with Gettleman last year, based on what he was going through personally, because they're good people and they run the organization like a family. But
they also run the organization like a family and get into predicaments like this.
Exactly. That's the problem. And honestly, for the listeners out there, not to sound like I'm on my high horse on my first night back, but I will say this. If you're steeped in your Giants history, you know that Wellington Mara was the same type of offender as his son John.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have a good GM. And the only reason that they got George Young in the 80s was because the NFL stepped in and said, hey, listen,
Enough already. Yeah.
we can't have the worst team in the NFL be the New York Giants in the number one market. Here's a GM that knows what he's doing. Good luck. And George Young turned it around. But that was brought in by the NFL. It wasn't brought in by Wellington Mara. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I love the Duke. I understand what he is to team history, but it's not like this is a new thing for the Maras. This is a familial pattern of maybe not knowing the best way to run an organization.
Well, George also ran off Bill Belichick, so
yeah, I mean that's true.
Have you heard any whispers from your little birds?
So, all that I keep hearing is that they would, in a dream world, they would like to connect Judge with someone from New England.
So Casio, or whatever, Casero, or whatever.
Caserio. Now that's the name everybody wants, and I want to stress I don't have any knowledge on this.
I want Elliot Wolf.
This is a Justin. This is a J Money. Independent conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Okay. The Patriots are what? Are they 2-5?
No, I think they have 3, right?
No, they have 2 wins.
Is it 2?
Yeah. Yep.
They're 2-5. The Jets are 0-7, and they're our Monday night matchup next week. By the way, for those that care. But
we can't say nothing. We are Monday night this week.
If the Patriots go 6 and let's say they go 6-10, 7-9, is there any interest in bringing in Belichick?
I did hear that. I did hear that rumor. Belichick to be the GM.
President of football operations.
Here's my problem with that.
As the GM, and reunite all 3 of those guys and let them build the roster.
Do you think that would actually happen?
New England is not good at drafting. Look at their first round picks for the past 5 years. They're not that good at drafting.
They're also picking 30 and lower.
Still, your first round pick should still stick.
But they're also
they took N'Keal Harry over DK Metcalf. They took him over who else?
Yeah. 30 other teams passed on DJ Metcalf. Twice.
That's a fair criticism, Tim. It is fair.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say is this:
they don't draft like Gettleman.
I would make the argument that those guys, it's going to be someone with a Joe Judge connection or a New England connection.
What's up, Jump?
Because they'll know how to. They'll have the same sort of concept or belief in how to build a roster.
I agree. That's my person that I want, and I think he's working for the Patriots now. Is Elliot Wolf, Ron Wolf's kid? I want him to come over.
Is he out of Green Bay? Wasn't he in Green Bay?
He was in Green Bay. Now he's in. I think he's in New England now, like assistant GM.
So how do you see Belichick coming here? They're just gonna
be a GM.
No, yeah, to be like a president.
I don't think it's a pipe dream going on what we were talking about earlier. But
like an Elway position.
I think if I'm being really honest, I think that there's too many cooks in the kitchen, right? So you have John Mara and Chris Mara, right?
Mm-hmm.
Depending on who you believe, those two don't exactly get along 100% of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Steve Tisch, from what I know about Steve, I've never met him personally, but from what I know from people that know him, he is very much impacted by the messages that he receives on Twitter from people like
James.
Captain Negative, right? Like,
Wait,
I'm not even joking about that.
Wait,
Like,
wait. He's just reading them because hasn't interacted since like 1997 or something like that.
from what I've heard, he's
I feel
aware
bad.
of them.
No.
Not
That
necessarily.
is awesome that if he's reading Captain Negative's comments.
Now I
I
want
know James. I
Mhm.
know James at least tweets him at least once a week.
I
But
want to be clear.
after every loss, Steve Tisch is getting at least a tweet from him. I know that for a fact.
I want to be clear.
I've tweeted him multiple times too.
Nobody has said that it's Captain Negative's direct
Specific.
tweets or anything like that. They just say that when what was intimated to me was that Steve Tisch is very aware and very impacted by the fan sentiment. So
Oh, you should get off Giant Twitter. It's bad.
So how does Steve know about the fan sentiment? Do we really think he is reading fan mail that's coming in? I don't think so. I think it's much more likely that he hops on the Twitter machine, like our esteemed former president, and
not former,
and reads his mentions.
He's not the former president yet.
He's not former president yet.
Hold on, jump 968 confident wants to know who do we think is going to win the election. Seems like it's to be determined, my friend.
Right.
Most likely, it looks like Biden at this point.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much it looked like if Biden gets was it Arizona and Nevada, it's done.
If Trump gets Greenland like he wanted to buy, then we probably would have won right there.
Yep.
But like I was saying,
I'm in North Carolina. We are a swing state, and we're 50-50
until like November 13th, right? Did I?
Yeah, like all the mail-in votes aren't even going to be counted until the 12th.
You got plenty of time.
I mean, listen, it's bleed big blue states that are causing this problem because I live in the great old state of Pennsylvania, and we're right at the center of this cluster.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I will say this for those that care. We won't get too far down the political rabbit hole, but I will say this. For those that are curious, I voted by mail because I have the palsy and I'm worried about getting the Rona by sitting out, in line. So I voted by mail. So on the Pennsylvania State website, you can look at your vote progress,
your status, or where your vote is.
Yeah. So as of this morning, my vote was received but not counted. Now, what makes that a little bit worse is that I know that they received my vote 3 weeks ago because that's when I sent it in. So that does sort of jive with what's going on in the national media where they're saying that Pennsylvania held on to these votes until after the ballot, or after the poll was closed, which is dumb. And I wish they would have done things differently, but that's why we are where we are. They have to count all those votes that came in through the mail that they didn't open until the polls closed yesterday at 8:00.
Damn you, Pennsylvania.
Suck.
Let's see. Duke Falconer. My fear is that we don't get a second pick and we don't get a QB. It might be. That might.
That's it. So
I mean,
let's say, Marco, I'm going to ask you the question. Are you going to be, let's say we go on a 2-game win streak and we're out of the top 5. Are you going to be mad?
No, because we were. No. So I don't think so. I'll let you know when I get there.
I think it's a better situation because I think we can get, if we're in the bottom half of the top 10, then, you know, if we take a guy like Jamar Chase, then I'm not even mad about it. Like taking a wide receiver, taking a wide receiver or something like that early.
That's not the guy that I want. That's not the receiver that I want. You know the receiver I want?
Waddle?
Rondell Moore.
Okay.
I think that guy is the...
No one wants penis swell?
The playmaker.
Well, as far as wide receiver, honestly, I think we need somebody later. Yeah. The guy I like is from Auburn, Seth Williams. Or I'd have no problem taking, was it Justin...
Justin Ross?
What the hell? Yeah, Justin Ross. Yep.
From Clemson?
Yep.
Justin with a Y.
Yeah.
Which makes me jealous because I wish I would have thought of that.
And you know what? It would give us big receivers that we need.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question.
I don't think we're gonna get the 5 wins though.
While we're talking about wide receivers,
we're winning this week. We're getting win number 2 this week.
Let me ask you this question about wide receivers while we're here, because I can't figure this out. Maybe you guys have an idea. What transpired that Golden Tate is still on this team?
I think it's just...
I don't have a problem with what, he got talked to. You know, maybe he can't control his woman. As far as he can't do nothing about the Instagram. He can't do nothing about the Instagram.
Hold on a second. I have a serious question for Tim.
That's vote Tim.
Tim, I have a serious question for you.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't even know if you are you on Instagram?
Yeah, but not really. I check it like once a month.
So, did you see what she posted on Instagram?
I saw it on Twitter, or it was saw it literally the next morning.
Here's
she said.
Marco, did you see it?
I saw what she wrote. Yeah. Or I heard what she wrote. You know, literally.
I didn't see it live when it happened, but they said
my husband's getting underutilized. You know, that kind of stuff.
So when Art posted about it on Twitter,
that's when I saw it.
I was like, oh shit, I gotta go, right? So I went on Instagram and it was still up. And I'm just saying this. The way that the Instagram stories were designed and the verbiage that was used. I mean,
not a good look.
I'm not sure she wrote it.
You think he took her phone and did it?
He could have.
It gives him deniability.
Uh-oh. Send him a test.
Oh, damn.
Send him a test. Send him a test.
All I'm saying is,
you
know.
No, he's saying Golden Tate was saying it through his wife.
Could I see a scenario where
he picked up his wife's phone in anger? Right. One thing led to another.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say is that based on the timestamp when they were made, that would be hard.
You dissected it pretty well. I didn't even realize the time it was done. I just saw it after the fact.
Is it possible, if I'm Golden Tate, is there a chance that I have both me and my wife's Instagram on my phone?
Yeah.
There's a chance.
Right? Have her send me some photos from her watching the game, and then I post it from her page, and I have the deniability when Joe Judge calls me into his office to spank my ass, and I say, "Hey, coach, it wasn't me, it was my wife."
Why would he go through all that within the day? He likes a tweet that says, "Why didn't you already cut Golden Tate?" Did you see that little added caveat?
I had no problem with Golden Tate what he did. For the simple fact is he's probably a little frustrated because for the past 2 weeks he's been hearing he's going to get traded, and then he's not getting the ball that much, but he finally got they throw him the ball, he gets a touchdown, which was a great catch, and he gets all pumped up, says throw me the damn ball, whatever. Keyshawn did it when he was a rookie. I'm fine with it, whatever. I don't know what as long as he's not, if he's doing some stuff in the locker room and talking shit to like Daniel Jones, then I have a problem with that.
Here's the other problem. Like, you're telling me that no one was willing to offer
a 6th-round pick,
like a 6th-round pick.
Here's the problem with Justin, and usually I think most years they would have, but with the cap uncertainty come next year, which it might go down, might go up, they don't even know what's going to happen with the cap. No one wanted to take Golden Tate's contract on.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Even if you give him a 7th-round pick, you still got to worry about his cap hit.
And Golden, if you're listening, Marco, do we still have a number? I don't know how this works.
No more number.
No more number.
Marco,
he can comment in.
If we had a number, I'd tell you to call in.
Yeah.
If you can find a link to this shit and get on here, buddy, on your phone.
Maybe DM his wife.
What I'll say to you, Golden, is that in the past 2 years,
control your woman.
You've caused a lot of headache.
That's at T Merritt.
Well, I don't.
That wouldn't happen with Justin or Marco's wives.
I don't know. Marco. Listen,
my wife would have had him cut already.
I celebrated 6 years on Sunday, and I stepped.
Now, did you watch it? Oh, I forgot the Giants game was on Monday.
You stepped in it today?
Yeah, I stepped in it today with my wife about something else, and once I did it, I was like, "God damn it, I know better than that." Right? Like as soon as it happened. So
let me guess. You were popping off.
Golden Tate is like, why can't you control your woman? That's the one.
I like you. Let's get him in trouble. Let's get people in trouble.
If I'm Golden Tate and I'm a professional athlete and I'm on the cusp of being traded, and Joe Judge disciplinarian is my coach, and I was suspended by the league for taking a drug that helps with fertility, that also just coincidentally masks steroids. The first thing that I would tell my influencer Instagram wife is just
back off.
Keep my name out of your mouth. I don't need you to, like, I got.
That's how Justin's house is. That's how he keeps his wife alive. He's like, keep your name out my mouth. Out your mouth.
I got this. No, listen, my house is not like that.
You know what happened, Tim.
I've been able to be married for 6 years.
You know what happened. He stepped in it today. He came in talking all that Pennsylvania bullshit about the counting of the votes, and it just went from there.
Yep. You know what? Right now the door's closed. She's on the other side of the house. Can't hear nothing. So that's why he's like, you better keep your name out my mouth. Out of your mouth.
But I'm saying, if I'm Golden Tate, right, and this is so important and this is such a big deal, wouldn't I be able to say to my wife, just don't post about me on Instagram? Like, I appreciate it, but I got this. Like, you know what I mean? It's a different thing. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a pro athlete. I've never been a pro athlete, so maybe it's different. But I can't help but wonder.
You know what? Neither is his wife.
Yeah. So, but listen, back to the original point. Golden Tate's been a headache, man. So he was suspended.
This is last year with us anyway. Let's be honest. It's just we don't have we can't afford to get rid of a weapon.
Justin, have you been watching?
But we did sign Dante Pettis, so it is a possibility we might cut him.
Have you been watching Justin Fields?
Have I been watching Justin Fields?
Mm-hmm.
Not closely. I don't really enjoy college football during the season.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, what's his name? I think he was the former GM for the Jets, Tannenbaum.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He said today on Twitter that he wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole.
Yep. Well, let's put it this way. I'll give you an example. Justin Fields was at Georgia, and he couldn't beat out Jake Fromm, and that's why he left.
Right, and Jake Fromm was drafted in what round this year?
Like 5th, 4th, something like that. He's in Buffalo, being the second or third stringer.
So you think it's just?
I'll preface this.
You think it's just a program lifting him up?
It could be. I mean, there's places where Jared Goff couldn't beat Patrick Mahomes out, so that's why he went to Cal. I mean, you don't know.
So 2 things that I'll say. Number 1, I don't know.
I don't think he's any Daniel Jones.
I want. This is what I want. I want Daniel Jones to play a game where he goes into it with the understanding of, like, I'm going to throw the ball away every chance that I get. Like, if the play's not there, even
chuck it. Mm-hmm.
Just chuck it or just take the sack.
But you know what, Justin? I'll give you to the point that you made earlier. Because in the beginning, I don't think they knew what the hell offense they were running. It was falling all on Daniel Jones. Hence, he was like the leading rusher for most of the games and the leading passer. So everything was falling on him. The whole offense was throwing on him. Now, if they start getting a rhythm like they have been the past few games, maybe he starts figuring out, okay, we can actually score without me having to do everything. Which, maybe just I'm looking a little too positive, but maybe so. Maybe we can actually get this going.
And you don't see the Jets anyway moving off of Trevor Lawrence or doing some crazy haul of picks or anything like that.
I mean, if he's a lock like he was supposed to be, but
even if they did, I don't think the Giants have enough to get there.
From 1 to 2, or 1 to 3.
No, I don't. First of all, I don't think that's a move off.
What do you need?
Let me ask you this.
What do you need? Sean Merriman and another pick to go one.
Marco, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
So for that to happen, right? So let's say the Giants end up with 3.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So to go from 3 to 1.
Yeah.
That's probably going to cost us. Let's say it costs us
first round pick next year.
Yeah.
The first round pick next year. Right? I mean, would you do that?
Yes. If the assumption is
he's the next
that Trevor Lawrence is the next Andrew Luck, yes.
And then
I'm fine with exactly where Marco is. If Lawrence is the guy and we can get him, get him.
What do you do with Daniel Jones?
But I don't think Fields is on that level.
What do you do with Daniel Jones?
You could probably still get something with Daniel Jones.
You could trade him. He's got enough hype throughout the league. Where I think we could get probably a first round pick for him.
So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you try to throw him back into that deal to the Jets?
to move up,
No,
like Daniel
'Cause then
Jones
they could trade
and
Darnold
number
for
3
picks
for
because then
Lawrence.
they can trade Darnold.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try to do whatever you want. I don't know if they will bite.
Right.
Yeah,
I think-
I don't think they bite.
I think Joe Douglas kind of knows what he's doing. He might, even though I see weirdness that they're going to keep Gase. I don't know what's up with that.
Gase
That's
looks
true.
like Gase looks
Or,
like he's
or I think
overwhelmed.
they're just saying. I just think they're saying it.
Yeah,
It's
he
like,
was
well,
literally he was literally on the sideline last week, just by himself, looking at the playbook or looking at the sheet, whatever it was. No one around him.
Now
Yeah,
I will
there's-
say, I want to bring this full circle and say we say all of this, and I will be the first to admit that I have not studied the quarterbacks
This year.
or their tape, like my dear close friend, the captain, who either gets the tape or watches the all 22. God bless him.
I made a comment to him today, or it was yesterday. He got mad at me for it.
Do you
Because
remember?
He didn't have much to say. I literally go. He's ripping on Daniel Jones on how he's not the guy. I go. So it's not your fault on the way you look at quarterbacks. You thought Darnold and Haskins were the answer.
Right.
So obviously you don't know what you're talking about.
When so in all actuality, like let's be
I liked
honest,
both of them too. I'm not gonna lie.
I was I'm gonna say Captain Negative sold me on Haskins.
like
He was selling me on Haskins. Darnold, I was with him the whole time. I still think Darnold could be good if he's in a better situation.
let's be really honest, not to hit the Wayback Machine too much.
Mhm.
But I was thinking about this the other day as I was planning this comeback.
This is planned. Okay. Thanks
I
for
was
letting me
ready.
know.
It was in the works. Yeah, none
I
of
knew
us
it
knew
was
about it.
I knew it was gonna happen, and quite honestly, that's why I left the Twitter conversation, because I needed a few days to clear my head. I might ask to come back.
A few
now.
days, that was weeks ago.
Yeah, I know it was. With that said, none of those quarterbacks. I mean, think about that draft.
None of them are panning out.
We were so
Josh Allen was the best, or Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
Josh Allen
Yeah.
went 9. Lamar Jackson went
20.
32.
Oh yeah, 32. Right. I thought it was a big. I thought 27
Yeah.
for a second. No, yeah.
And those were the two best guys.
Rosen is literally in the stands all by himself.
Isn't he on Tampa Bay's practice squad?
Yeah.
Yep. You have Rosen, who's on a practice squad. Baker Mayfield, who's Mr. I never go to my second progression.
Right.
He's at least fared decent.
But
decent. But the thing is, they've gave him every weapon possible. They even shored up the line again this year. You know, he's got 2 top tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
He had Odell. He had Jarvis Landry. I mean, how many other receivers you want? Where Daniel Jones, we're like, listen, we're getting pissed off at him because Darius Slayton, our 5th round pick, is his number 1.
Right, and we're using our tight ends for end arounds and
we're using
plays.
tight end
way,
sweeps.
Not to, I keep jumping all around because I've missed so much time and I have so much to say.
Yes, you don't know what the flow is like anymore, but go on. It's okay.
Yeah.
Guys, I almost murdered Evan Ingram. Like I was ready.
You're gonna run him over.
I was ready to do it. I was gonna roll down to Philly that night and just get in a fight with him. I was ready to go.
Oh, I'd love to see the front page.
Oh my god, that would have been awesome just to see you start with him. To see how long it would take for him to actually get mad to want to fight you.
Let me just say this.
Over under, how long would it take?
I'm angry enough with Evan Ingram that I believe if you gave me 10 minutes with him, I could get the guy known as Easy E to punch a guy in a wheelchair. I'm that angry with Evan Ingram.
Ingram assaulted by crazed wheelchair.
First of all,
maniac.
Justin, you need to be. If you get that to happen, one, you better damn well film it, and we get the film.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna listen.
I'm gonna
We
break
get
the,
the film
exclusive.
When I approach Evan Ingram, I will be wearing a GoPro.
At least two.
And
You
he's
know,
still
just in
gonna punch
case.
Hold on,
And he's
hold on.
still gonna punch me. I mean, I just couldn't.
I could send you this GoPro if you want me to.
I
You can
can't
catch up.
believe. I can't
Oh my
believe how
God,
bad
that'd
this
be
guy is.
so awesome.
So, anyway, but none of those quarterbacks panned out from 3 years ago.
Nope.
You know,
No,
and
technically
For
we can go get Darnold for all the people that wanted Darnold, and I'm not gonna say I wasn't one of them. I was. We can go get him now, but honestly, I think Daniel Jones is better.
for those
Li-
that
listen, we
still
said-
poo-poo the Saquon pick,
I know. Me, I'm one of them.
you know, I've had some thoughts. I don't want to talk about them, but I've had some thoughts.
When I see Wayne Gallman go up the middle, and I'm
Right.
like I brought to you before, like why we spent second round pick when we could take a guy off the practice squad who's running for getting 20 carries.
Right.
Like,
And Devonta Freeman has looked
decent.
okay.
Yeah.
He looked
he's
decent when he's out there,
serviceable.
but of course he's injured now. But
Right. So none of the quarterbacks worked.
yeah,
Saquon was taken out of position.
Mm-hmm.
So now you go back and you redo that draft. So the move is what? Trade down?
that's a good question right
And
now.
get
Well,
Nelson?
obviously trade down. That's
Or do you take
let's
Chubb?
put it this way. With everything we know about the guys, I think that's a great question. How do you think the draft would go?
I
How do you
think
think the draft
it
would go
would either
with?
be Chubb or trade down, and the next year will probably
And
you're probably going to take Allen.
even Chubb blew out his knee. I mean, I think he's had all right year
Mm-hmm.
this year, but
That's why, listen, like, quite honestly, like, that's why I get so frustrated when people are like, tank for draft picks. Like, that
You never know. Yeah, I know.
at that time, I remember that was when I was on every week, and I would go to
that's
war.
a long time ago.
Yeah, I would go to war with the captain, like, and raise my blood pressure because everybody thought that draft was so stocked with talent. And you look at that draft now.
Yeah, it doesn't look too hot at
The
the
best
moment.
player in that draft, like, that hasn't gotten injured, is a left guard.
Yeah, Quentin Nelson would have looked. Yeah, but
So
taking
you
a
just
taking a
never
guard
know.
that high would have been stupid as hell.
No, you're absolutely right. You don't take Quentin Nelson too. But what I'm saying is, like,
So Mayfield, Barkley, Darnold, Ward.
It was Mayfield, Barkley, Mayfield, Barkley.
Denzel Ward.
Ward, Chubb, Nelson, Josh Allen, Roquan Smith.
Maybe the answer is to take Ward, and then we don't have to take Baker with all his bullshit the next year.
Minka Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
It's a tough go.
yeah. I mean, hindsight wise, obviously, hey, trade down. But honestly, granted, who knows about injuries? I mean, if Saquon doesn't get injured,
Right.
we're happy as hell with him.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask you this too, Marco. I haven't gotten the chance to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any inside information on the validity of that video
Which video?
of
Daniel Jones and Saquon.
of Saquon on a bike?
I don't.
Okay.
No, as far as that's I don't care. This is valid. Who cares? The way I look at it, I'm like, listen, they went to a restaurant. They're gonna keep their mask on when they're eating. Some guy wanted to take a picture with. They're like, "Oh, we're taking a picture. Let me put my mask on before you take a picture."
No, I don't have
obviously Justin's not wearing mask out there.
Obviously.
I don't have a problem. Listen, I don't have a problem with them going out to eat.
Oh, look, you already caught it. He coughed once and
Goddamn super spreader.
The road.
Damn you, Justin.
Yeah. Because Trump was in Pennsylvania for like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stirring up that Rona.
Dick.
That's right. He was in North Carolina. I just wasn't around that.
Anyway, I don't even know what I was saying.
We should have bought Greenland. We should have bought Greenland. That's how many electoral votes would that? That's pretty big, right? What is that? 100 at least.
Yeah. The video. I don't have a problem with them going out to dinner. I don't even have a problem with my man Daniel Jones like sharing a beverage with a young woman.
Yeah,
Listen,
obviously.
I know for a fact that Daniel
at least he's got to get it while he can.
Well, listen, here's the issue for young Daniel as far as that. I know young Daniel has a very serious girlfriend that was with him in college.
She's got to be gone by now.
She's gone.
Know. Is she gone?
Yeah.
She would have to be because that woman was not it. And if I was Daniel Jones,
you'd be looking for it.
I would certainly not let myself be photographed with a woman that was not my girlfriend drinking a drink.
Right.
But I don't have a problem with that because listen.
No, you know he's 23. You don't need to
honestly,
lock it down.
I don't have a problem with any of it. Honestly, it's like
even if he got COVID, thank God he didn't. But even if he got something,
so
whatever. Living his life, man. I'm not expecting him to live in a bubble for 6 months.
Yeah, and I get that. But the one thing that I do have a problem with is our running back, who's undoubtedly going to want a contract next year, like tearing his ACL and MCL and then riding a bike before surgery. Like, is that maybe not a smart idea, Saquon?
Yeah, it's before surgery. Whatever. You can't damage it anymore.
Fix it right after.
You can't damage it anymore. He's already going in. It's just like, hey, I'm getting my car fixed. So, I'm getting the whole body done. So if you dent it before I go in there, do I really give a shit? No.
Fair point. Fair point.
I only wanted to go an hour, and here we are, an hour and a half in, as I told Tim before.
Sorry, that's because I came late. That's my fault.
It's okay. It's okay. You weren't in on the text because you bounced out of the group.
I'm back though. I'm back.
Oh my!
You're
Lord.
officially back.
Yeah, because here's what I realized. I got out, right? And I've been so angry the past 2 weeks. After Philly.
As angry as you were in those chats?
You had
the Buccaneers.
You had nowhere to vent?
and I had nowhere to go. And I was like, man, it'd be really good to talk to those guys again. and then once I had that thought, then I was like, that would be a great way to relieve some of this stress. And so that's the way that I'm going to view this scenario going forward, is that it's the stress reliever, because we're all bonded by the fact that this football team
sucks.
They suck, and they find new ways to lose every week.
It seems like they lose the same way every week, unfortunately.
We're going in the right direction. I promise you that.
Turnover by Jones.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're almost there.
Maybe
I'm telling you right now.
Let's end on this, because I don't want to keep Marco up too late. I know he has.
Well, first of all, we need to predict the next game.
Yeah, and this was a horrible preview. This was supposed to be a preview of the game. We did everything but that.
Okay. So
we're playing Washington. We played them the week before we won. We're probably going to win again. Preview time. But go on.
Before we get to those two things, let me ask you this, and we'll try to keep this as short as we can. But how many plays are the Giants away from being, what are they now, 1-7?
Mm-hmm.
How many plays total are they away
From 4 wins?
from being 4-3?
Like what? 5 plays? Maybe
3 plays. A drop by Ingram, and
drop by Ingram that would have won the Dallas game.
interception in the back of the end zone.
Which, yeah, we could have still been in that Pittsburgh game if he made the play and didn't get picked off in the end zone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
maybe not that
I
one.
don't know if we would have won it, but
yeah, maybe not that one. But that was another pick that was momentum changing though. But yeah, there was a lot of time left in that one though.
Chicago.
The Dallas game. I think if the punter doesn't snap it early because he gets excited and pre-ejaculates, Evan Ingram scores that touchdown. I think we win that game.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say pre-ejaculates on our new video stream?
Yeah.
I know on YouTube we couldn't say certain things.
You could say.
There's a few goes on YouTube.
I'm going by the seat of my pants on YouTube.
I'm a medical professional. That's actually a term. That's fine.
So I think we win the Dallas game if one play goes our way.
So that's one win. Now, as far as the other games, Chicago, what happened in the Chicago game? I'm trying to remember. My memory's not the way it used to be, but I know we were in that game.
The Philly game was down to one play.
Right.
San Francisco, we still would have lost.
And the Rams, you could make an argument that
YouTube stopped listening a long time ago. Thank you, GOS.
You could make an argument within the Rams game that if Cooper Kupp doesn't go 60 yards on that touchdown, that we're in that game.
I'll give you the contrary. If Ron Rivera doesn't go for 2, we lose that game.
Correct.
So
that's baffling too.
Well, that's not necessarily true. It would have just tied it. It would have just tied. Doesn't mean we would have lost.
But that game was also a little bit weird because of the defensive touchdown. Like, the defense was on the field a lot in the fourth quarter when they maybe wouldn't have been. But they did that to themselves, which is strange.
Yeah.
They did that to themselves by scoring. So, with that said, I don't think this team is far away. And so, what's interesting about that is,
I see improvement every week. That's all I care.
Given those details, it's hard not to get amped up every week still. Because I love Joe Judge. Joe, if you're listening, I wish we had a number I could give you. Because I'd love to interview your ass.
Joe, call it. Yeah, sometimes I miss Blog Talk Radio. And then the other day I was thinking, I was like, oh, let me look. And then I was like, oh, what the hell am I doing? It worked half the time.
Yeah. Facts. So, Redskins preview.
Who's the quarterback for the Redskins this week? Do we know?
Is it still Kellen Allen or Eric Smith?
Is it?
I don't know. I'm assuming.
Here's the more important question. Does it matter?
It shouldn't.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think our defense is playing up they're playing out of their minds right now.
Right.
Guys like Cam Brown and Carter Coughlin and
these
young guys are stepping it up.
By the way.
What do you think we're gonna see a better Washington team? Who knows that?
I think we're gonna see a better Giant game. I think we're gonna see a better Giant team after that Tampa game. This is what the Tampa Bay game felt, and I know it's over dramatization. That Tampa game felt like the game we lost to New England when we went to the Super Bowl. That regular season.
No, it didn't, dude. No, it didn't.
It did.
Like that,
very little games felt like that game.
I just watched that game actually, and I can say that it did not feel like that.
I can tell you. That game gave me pre-ejaculation. Okay, is that what we called it before? Then the Super Bowl gave me actual. Okay.
Yep.
Oh God.
All true.
Oh, man.
But this is my feeling was like, okay, that game just showed this team where they can be. And I think that confidence is going to go into this game. I think Giants are going to stomp Washington. I'm going to say 32.
32.
Let's say
32
15.
points?
32-15.
32-15.
Oh my God, we haven't even scored 32 yet this year.
Yeah,
I'm
we
telling
scored
you,
32.
Daniel Jones.
I was just gonna say, is it some?
And I'm going to call this as well. Daniel Jones is going to have over 300 passing and over 100 rushing.
Yeah. Will he trip on the 20-yard line?
See, don't make fun of Daniel Jones. He made the play. As long as he scored a touchdown on that play, I was fine.
He's
play.
lucky we
Touchdown.
scored.
Look
Yeah,
back,
he is.
I would have gone to Philly to fight him.
look back, look back, look back. Trip. That's like, oh my God, Daniel.
And I would have said, you know what I would have said to Daniel Jones? I would have said, Daniel, here, use this wheelchair. You can't trip in a wheelchair. You're good.
Come on,
All right.
Daniel Jones.
I don't see no 32 points.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think did he score 32 points last year? I don't know. I don't think so.
Didn't we
I
score?
know Tampa Bay last year he had like 5 touchdown passes.
Yeah, and didn't we score? We scored 35
Did we?
because he threw 5 touchdowns. So we scored 35 against the Redskins.
Against the initial one with the 5 touchdowns?
This is
No,
the teams that
last
Daniel
game.
Jones owns. Is Tampa Bay and Washington. He owns them.
Well, he doesn't own Tampa Bay because he played like shit.
Yeah, we lost. That's
Daniel, if you're listening,
Daniel.
Don't-
Shoot me a message.
don't throw any more picks.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you have the score on for this one?
I'm gonna say 23-17 Giants.
All right. I'll go.
Because we always beat the Redskins.
I'll go 28-24 Giants.
Wow. Marco actually went.
Marco, when's the last time you picked the Giants?
I picked against Washington.
Okay. All right. See? So we know what we're doing.
I am interested to see how Chase Young against Thomas is going to do 2.0 this week.
They shut down that whole front four last time, and they played better, and they've played better. So I'm assuming they should do just that.
Yeah, I want to see some excitement. I wanted Jones to. I want him to come out and start slinging it and protecting the ball. I want to see some excitement.
Yeah,
I want Jones after this win be going to the locker room just like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but
saying you like that, you like that.
Oh,
you know what?
Just as the
you
rest
like
of
that guy's Twitter.
Just
like
as the rest of his career, I hope it goes much better than Cousins. But
I want Daniel Jones to take off his mask, look into the camera, and be like, "You like that? You like that?"
It's so hard because, listen, I know that I've been sitting here for the last 45 minutes just saying I want Daniel Jones to think about not turning the ball over during the game.
mm-hmm.
But the other half of me also sees, while I watch this regression of Daniel Jones, that he's thinking too much. Like, I want him to go back to last year where he was just kind of slinging it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I think
I don't know. The further this season goes out, the less I'm thinking of him less and less and less. If I thought he had like a 60% chance of being like our future, then the next week I'm like, we're down to 50. Then the next week we're down to like 45. And the next week he's gonna play himself on his team. I think.
Give him the full season. Give him the full season.
I am.
My lovely wife, who's now sleeping in the guest room because I commandeered our bedroom for this broadcast. on Monday night.
That's how Justin's got it, by the way.
Yeah,
Put her in line.
Monday night.
Go in another room. Go in another room.
Night, when the Giants were ahead at halftime, and I was all excited about it, I came out of the living room. I said, "Giants are up 14-6." She said to me, and I quote, she said, "There's a whole second half. Calm down." And then, when she came in to the bedroom to go to sleep, and she asked me how they lost, like not even knowing that they lost, just assuming that they did. And I told her what happened, and she said, "You want to know what Daniel Jones' problem is?" And I thought, this will be interesting. Because I'll preface this and say, my wife had never watched the Giants until we got married.
Mm-hmm.
So the only Eli Manning that she's ever known is Eli Manning post the second Super Bowl, which isn't great. And she said to me, Daniel Jones is Eli without the previous success.
Yeah.
Oh my God! From Curtis, ready? What do you got? What are you talking about? No disrespect, but because you are white, most of you white reporters think the same way and don't think outside the box.
Oh,
I don't
think outside the box. I'm thinking the Giants are going to win. I'm thinking outside the box. You go to Giants Twitter all day.
All right, hold on. Yeah. First of all, breaking news flash. I have to admit something to you guys. I am white.
Shocking.
It's true. It is true. And
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're Italian, so that's like
it's still
that's not
no, there's suspect, but you are white because most of you white reporters. Oh, another thing, I'm not a reporter. I'm barely a podcaster.
I'm a homer YouTube. From what you guys usually call me.
What else is this? This is a long message. I should type it in. I should do a response, but I'm too lazy. Oh, anyway. That's hysterical.
So yeah, Daniel Jones.
Why is he gotta be racial? Why is he gotta turn into racial?
A lot to do.
He did start off by saying no disrespect, so I totally don't feel disrespected.
Doesn't mean you can say anything after that.
No.
But no, it's fine. Everybody's got their opinion. Was he mad because over there we're pumping up Daniel Jones?
No, this is I'm reading an old comment from when I said the Giants, if they want to get Kenny Galladay, they should go get him in free agency. Obviously, he thought that was stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
when I heard
if we get Kenny Galladay in free agency, I'll be absolutely pumped about that. Everybody thinks like Allen Robinson's a done deal.
Yeah, I know. They always think that. We have no money, but yeah, we're going to get everyone.
When I heard the Kenny Galladay rumor about the trade,
I
thought of the captain and his head exploding.
Yeah, he did.
He was snapping about it. He was snapping. Not to the audience, but in our chats. Yes, he was snapping.
Yeah.
You know what? I would have been fine with it.
Tim, you are.
But
Homer Tim.
Dave knows what he's doing. And I don't want to put it out there, Justin. I know you're not Dave. You don't like Dave right now either.
I didn't say that.
For all the Dave haters out there, wow, Blake Martinez is pretty damn good.
God. Oh, here we go.
And Bradbury's pretty damn good. Oh, that Leonard Williams guy that we traded for, he's looking pretty damn good. What other Dave move did he make? Oh, our kicker, one of the top in the league, whatever.
Yeah, you're giving him Graham Gano.
Yeah. Who, by the way, wouldn't be on this team if Aldrick Rosas, my former man crush,
would put an Uber on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is covered and paid for by the league. Aldrick, you're a dick. Suck on it.
Maybe we should call him now and see if he wants to come on the podcast.
Sure.
See what his going rate is.
I bet.
Yeah, I bet you that rate went way down.
I bet he's available.
He's like, hey. He's like, hey guys, I'd love to come on. I was like, yeah, that's great. He's like, my rate is $4,000. I was like, what? You kidding me?
I go, first of all, you're a kicker, and we wouldn't pay for you anybody anyway.
Right.
Like, what are we going to talk about? You kicking? Yeah. Oh my god!
You should have told him. I'm assuming that I don't know this. I'm assuming this though, that, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that Pep and those boys came on for free.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
no, I'm in no
yeah, we
position
got
to pay anyone for anything.
Otis Anderson was there. We have Hall of Famers on this podcast, but we're gonna pay a kicker.
Another, I won't say who it is, but a publicist for a beat writer reached out to me.
A publicist for a beat writer?
Right. Imagine that. To push their book. And I was like, oh yeah, that's not a problem. I could push the book, and wouldn't it be easier if this beat writer would come on, like we could talk about it?
Is it a Giants beat writer?
Yeah, Radio Silence.
Okay.
These people are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Only one way.
Didn't
he wanted us to pay for him?
I don't know. I don't think so, but he just wanted the person just wanted me to do all the legwork and push a book.
Is it a beat writer we like?
No.
See, this is why.
Maybe you do. Maybe you do, you homer.
No, that narrows it down then.
This is why I feel like anybody that comes on this show and demands money to come on it doesn't understand what we do here.
Obviously doesn't watch the show.
We went to Lawrence Taylor's birthday party because of the kind generosity of one Stephen Totillo.
This is factually correct. Still, I don't even know how that worked out.
And that was still.
Yeah, I'm so pissed I didn't go. Pissed.
You?
Yeah, me and Marco stayed home.
It would have been a fun.
But you and Captain Negative broke up after that, so it was too much togetherness.
That's true.
My God.
Good times. What else? There was something else that we had to do beyond the game preview. What else? There was another thing, Marco.
Slipped my mind. No, I think just the game preview.
All right. Well, this was fun. I'm glad to be back.
I can't think of anything that it was. No.
Do we still play the drop on YouTube with the song?
Yeah.
Okay. I missed that.
So obviously you didn't listen from the beginning, Justin.
No, I came late because I was watching CNN.
Yeah. That's what he's calling it.
Yeah.
Just CNN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love. First of all, I love Marco how we only went an hour.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're
actually 2 hours and 10 minutes.
You're welcome.
It will be 2 hours and 10 minutes. I just stick it in. I know I got to get the drops. It's driving me crazy. That's it. Everyone, I think we're done here.
Yeah, we're done.
Any last words of wisdom?
Let's just beat Washington. That's all I ask.
Yeah.
Let's get win number 2.
Do it
There's
for
win
Joe.
number 2 coming this week.
Joe, I love you, Joe.
I will. I'll tell you guys off air when I'll text you guys and give you the update.
I'm curious who the beat writer is.
Sure. You're gonna laugh. All right, everyone. Please, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, like, share, do all that stuff. Tell me how white we are in the comments, and that should be pretty much it.
By the way,
they already rip on us all up in the comments anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm used to it. Like, thick skin over here. Thick white skin.
Yeah.
According to this guy. It's the greatest comment ever. All right, everyone.
Damn white reporters.
Damn white reporters. Thanks everyone for listening in, gentlemen. Thank you, and that's it.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Later.
Bye.